You guys asked for it, I'm delivering it. No, it's not another Blue Eyes, it's Ying Zing time, baby. But we're doing Ying Zing pure because everyone's been doing Metaphos on YouTube, and that's respectable. The Metaphos Ying Zing is a brilliant deck that is super explosive, and I will share my thoughts, and I will share my own version of it shortly. But I still love, I'm tumbling on my words, I still love the pure Yang Zing for what it can bring to the table and what it can do. It is a fantastic deck, and there is a few ways of playing it. You can run a card demise variant, or you can run just the classic pure like I'm running here with Pod Duality. And I know what people are going to say, Pod Duality's bad, you're stupid because it's a special summon deck. Just watch the videos and you'll see what I mean. You don't always have to special summon on turn 1. This is just the prime, hand that you want to see. And then you could just utilize the Pod Duality off of Boxy and go from there and take control of the situation. Notice and of course 9 Branches, which comes out in November, are both fantastic counter trap cards that you're going to see shit like this go down that I just completely nullify what my opponent can do. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So here comes my little dragon, because it's the little dragon that believed it could. Go for Boxy effect, target the little dragon, burn out Jab 2, and that's going to bring me Bayan. Bayan will now make it that my Synchro cannot be destroyed by battle, and the Synchro allows me to get another 9 branches, or if I wanted Creation or Path, so that's also a thing. He wants to go for effect. I'm not going to allow it. I'm just going to get rid of my Synchro. That's okay, because I'll get 2 Ying Zings in its place. It's pretty much giving me a refund on what I went for there. He wants to go White Spirit. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm going to nullify the effect, so we get rid of one of the Gospels, and I don't have to worry about it. He targets the tuner. That's perfectly fine, because he couldn't jump over this anyway. And now I can utilize this whole thing going on here to make Trishulia to rip, or Trish, however you want to say that, to rip out the Gospel and end the game there. It's so damn good. Want to see me go against another Blue Eyes player, and you could say that he didn't open that well, but he's got the Max T challenge, and again, anything that synchros, I love playing Max T challenge. It's fun because it challenges you as a player to jump over it. He's going to affect Valor My Origin. I am quietly crying in the corner, but it cannot be destroyed by battle, so at least that's something. Just keep that in mind when you see him try to go to kill it. It's not going to happen. See what I mean? Each one of the Ying Zings has an effect that when synchroed with, you're going to get a benefit from. So like water makes it that they're immune to traps, wind makes it immune that they're immune to spell cards. I'm trying to think. Fire gives you 500. The darkness allows you to discard 2 any Ying Zing spell or trap monster, and then you get 2 on the board. Oh, and then there's this guy, Legend, which all the different attributes I make with him are going to be the ones that are nullified. So I use a light monster to bring him out, so my opponent cannot activate any light monster effects. So yeah, wrecked. Twin Twist, that's cool, because I get another free Ying Zing every time I destroy a monster by battle. Hello, Herald. Can Herald be destroyed by battle? No, it cannot, because we use Bayan, so anything sent to the grave is going to be banished instead. He goes for the Sylvan Princess, tries to take it out, see what I mean? He's not going to be able to. And at this point, yeah, it kind of sucks for him. He should have used that Raigeki. Oh wait, we nullified it. So it's pretty much a lock on the board because he can't use any of his light monster effects, and there's nothing he can do. I love the crazy shit people come up with, and this is like Chaos Lightsworn or some, I don't know, I guess this is like the new era Twilight. He's got the Malicious, he's got the Minerva, he's going to banish out a Malicious Lumina to Minerva to Eclipse, and then of course the Dante play, so send another one, goes for Beatrice, goes for Effect, Squalmata, to Dragon, to Pop 1, to Judgment Dragon, and I'll explain MST over Twin Twister at the end of the video, basically why I go into that. I just eat dirt there. It's okay to eat dirt. If you eat dirt, it's perfectly fine. 9 branches, that Judgment Dragon. Get the fuck back in the deck. Who said you can come out and do that? Who said that? What, was it Minerva? She lied to you. I'm sorry, I'm just having a little fun here. Shadow Beast, gonna be sent to the graveyard, off to Beatrice. That's cool. Enjoy your +1 and your Pilgrim to the board. That's perfectly fine by me. I get 2 Ying Zings, so I can go into my Origin, get to my counter, and then of course I got Water face down, so I'm pretty good right now. He's got the Allure of Darkness, Solar Recharge, Foolish Burial combo, Wombo into Falco. Is it Falco or Falco? It's Falco. Takes out my water. That's going to give me Earth, and I can actually sync with the Earth to create Boxia, but I decided against it because he's got 12 cards left in deck, and I got one idea on my mind that's pretty fucking dirty, which is just deck him out. Just make sure Judgment Dragon doesn't like use effect, and deck him out. That's it. Now 3 counter track cards that are going to stop that Judgment Dragon from completely going off. So I'm in a pretty good situation, and I think he finally realized what exactly I was doing, because I couldn't really jump over that unless I went to like Duels or something, and I couldn't set that up. So he scoops. I gotta say, this is one of my favorite games. This is a guy playing Fluffals, testing out the new support. Fluffal Dog into the King of the Swamp combo into Kraken. And I wasn't expecting much from Kraken, so I'm like, okay, my deck floats, right? I got an easy matchup. I don't really have a good hand. Pod Duality fixes that. It gives me Jiaotu for next turn. I put this son of a bitch in attack mode because I have the counter trap card. It goes for Fusion Recovery. I'm going to instantly stop that right there. I don't want him having it. I didn't know he had Fight for Fusion, which is a brilliant card. I forgot Wind puts in attack mode. And then there's also Sheep, which basically is the deck's version of like Utopia Lightning or Amade's, where you're not going to get your floaty woaty effect. So I totally brain dead on that. I was like, oh crap. But that's okay. Go to Boxia, return all 3 back into the deck, and all he has is that Instant Fusion with no target in the graveyard, and I'll prove that in a second here. Let's see. Yep, no target in grave. And Boxia going to put in that 2800. Boxia is just so fucking good. And it's like next turn I do the Boxia thing, he's like, can't do nothing. He knows what's coming up, and he scoops. That one wasn't my favorite because I won. It was my favorite because it was cool to see me get punished and eat dirt and nearly lose, and then make an amazing comeback all from my misplay because I ate dirt. This is the Jiaotu play I was talking about. It's too damn good. You're going to see it constantly, but this one goes a little bit further. That's going to give me the Origin into the Yazi, into the Wind, into Hin the Wind. Wind's going to bring light back from the graveyard. Now I can go Crystal Wing, and I get a fire. Can you feel the fire? And I take out one of his monsters, set 3 and turn, because I can't jump over Wolf. I really can't. So Breakthrough Skill, the Terror Top, so he can't get Surge. Glow Up Bulb, that's cool. Wolf, the Sack, Crystal Wing, notice that. Notice Senpai. Into Minerva, I'm like, yeah, no, go back into the deck. Sorry, not so sorry. And get my next Ying Zing here. He's going to set a card on the board. And at this point, I could pretty much go Herald, but I decide against it for obvious reasons. I want to control the, the state of the game. So punch in for 3,000 and turn. And here comes the creation face down, and I'm going to take out his Robe. It needs to go to the cleaners. Robe's going to try to activate effect. I'm going to nullify that. He's going to set the Minerva on the board because I already know how to really deal with Phantom Knights pretty okay. And at this point, I was going to make a Trish and banish out, and probably hit something in the grave. But let's get into the deck profile. In that last replay, I should also note I could have made the Legend of the Ying Zing, locked him out of any of his dark effects, and gone from there. So that was also a thing. This is the pure version, so there's really no metal foes included in this one. So things are a lot different than they're typically going to be in the metal foe edition. And there are a few changes I'm still looking at to make. It's been a while since I posted the Ying Zing deck profile, and the last time I did, it was like lose one turn and whatnot. I still have that IRL for the time being, but this is post-Invasion Vengeance, because I know many of you wanted to know what I was going to do with it, and where I was going to take it, and this one little thing is just nagging me again, so I'm just going to move that over. Before we get completely underway, I am considering Raigeki and maybe another MST over dualities, but dualities have been putting in a lot of work, so it's just like Raigeki without, not running Raigeki with running 2 dark holes may not make a lot of sense to people, but you're running Ying Zings and they float off destruction effects, so the dark hole triggers that. Raigeki doesn't, and certain situations you want to get to Jiaotu, control the board, and go from there. I just felt that dark hole was superior in that sense, that it was doing its job, and I saw it consistently enough to the point I didn't feel like I needed Raigeki, because Raigeki doesn't really hurt the meta like it usually would. I mean, the biggest out that you're going to use Raigeki for is stuff like Crystal Wing, and to bait out a Cyber Dragon Infinity, which you could still do. Now, onto the deck. I am running one Secret of the Ying Zing because he's level 6, not for his search effect, but for his big old booty. His big old booty, 2600 defense, and a level 6, so I can make, obviously, my level 8s and 9s a little bit easier than I typically would, and even my level 10s. Then 3 of the Fire of the Ying Zing. Anytime he's synchroed with, your synchro is going to gain 500 attack points, which doesn't seem like much, but if you combine that with something like No Thing to Starlight, because you'll use Jiaotu and the Fire to usually bring him out, then you're looking at a monster that is going to be at 2,900 and drop your opponent's monster by 800 and their light points by 800. That's a 1,300 point difference, so anything 1,300... like, anything at 1,300 higher than what you're dealing with, you just bring out No Thing and deal with it. Bayan Earth of the Ying Zing, I absolutely love this card. I adore him. He's probably currently my favorite Ying Zing, because any synchro monster you make with him can't be destroyed by battle. And that is something with Herald can easily lock out a deck like Mermel's. Bixie, Warder of the Ying Zing, any synchro made with this card is going to be unaffected by trap cards. Ooh, I love that much, don't I? Jiaotu, you can discard 2 Ying Zings. They could be spell, trap, or monster. And as long as you have no monsters on the board, you could special 1 with 0 attack and 1 with 0 defense onto your board. And then obviously you want to go like Fire Water to get the most benefits. Wind, any monster made with him, that's a synchro, will be unaffected by spell cards. So, not too many of those to really worry about, but just think about it. Crystal Wing that's unaffected by Raigeki, unaffected by trap cards, can't be destroyed by battle. Yeah, you get where that's going. Chuin Light of the Ying Zing, he's our other tuner that can be brought out from the graveyard as shown as the replays, and he's also level 1, so he's pretty damn useful. Then we have 3 Ying Zing Path, because this is our pot of Avarice, where you target 3 Ying Zing monsters in your graveyard. I wish it was any Ying Zing card outside of the counter trap, and then you shuffle them back and draw 2 cards. Because honestly, can you imagine putting back creations and just other paths? That would be ridiculous, but thank God Konami had the knowledge not to do that. Double Dark Hole. Pretty self-explanatory. It triggers your Ying Zings when you don't have Jiaotu and you want to make Jiaotu play, because Jiaotu play is the strongest play the deck has. 1 soul charge for those times you get effect Veiled when you go for Jiaotu, and just for those times you want to make big nasty boards. Double Paw Duality for those times you don't have Jiaotu or you just have a mediocre hand, especially when you're trying to, just start playing the game. This is going to help you get into it. Like when you're starting a match, this is the card that gets you into that situation. When you don't need it, you could always just pop it with Boxia and go from there. Double MST, this deck doesn't generate a lot of hand advantage, so that's pretty much why we stuck to MST and not Twin Twisters, because Twin Twisters really works better where a deck that can generate more hand advantage. I would love to run Twin Twisters in here, but it just wouldn't pan out. Just kind of like Black Wings, yeah, I'd switch back to MST. Bottomless, Torrential, double Breakthrough Skill. Breakthrough Skill is mainly for this guy, because it exists, and a lot of decks do bring it out. Triple Creation, Double Strike, triple 9 branches, and 1 warning. I know, the disgustingness that is 6 counter trap cards is just so good in Ying Zings. They deserve it. Upset, they deserve it. For the extra deck, we have 1 Leo, 1 Legend of the Ying Zing. This card can lock out any elemental deck like Water, Fire, Light, Dark, Wind, Earth. I can nullify all your effects. It's a walking skill drain. Plus the Ying Zing effects that you get from, synchro summoning it. It's nasty. Trish, goes without saying. It's easy to bring out, ends games. BLs, you have a Dark Tuner. It's not that hard. Crystal Wing, I showed it in the video, I think once or twice. There was plenty of fun ways to bring it out, and I'm still basically evolving on that whole pathway, and I can't wait to show it more. Red Dragon Archfiend Scarlight, love this card, fantastic. Double Boxy, I know some people run 3, that's currently a thing right now. I feel the Metaphors version, you need 3 Boxia and you need 3 Origin, because those are just your key essential cards. I know I'm not running the Horus, as I never really ran into a situation I needed the Horus anymore. I know it has a great effect, but at the end of the day, I'm just looking for something a little more aggro, and I went for Stardust Charge Warrior for the draw. I may drop the Stardust Charge Warrior and put the Horus in, but that'll be something that I would probably do later down the line, if I feel the need for it. Yazi Evil the Ying Zing, level 7 Ying Zing that you can summon, and it's pretty much your Dire Wolf. 1 Clear Wing, because it's the other level 7 you want to run. You don't need Black Rose anymore, because you don't want to field nuke when you have like 5, 6 counter trap cards and your continuous stuff, you don't want to give up that advantage. So since you don't want to give up that advantage, it's really not worth running Backrows anymore. Another thing, the Starlight, 10 times better than Yugioh Guardian to be running in this deck. To be fair, Yugioh is pretty much just currently outdated. I may change out the starter Charge Warrior, but so far it's been working out pretty damn well. So we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed. I may change it, I may not. If I do change it, and I want to show some more replays, I'll definitely bring it up in the future on like a special Wednesday video or something. That's typically the day that I would post something out like that. Double Danglong. You see, this is why I just call it Origin of the Ying Zing. Don't correct me. Double Origin of the Ying Zing, because this card is fantastic. It gets you your counter trap card, it gets you your path, it gets you your creation. It's just lovely what it does. Only need 2, because it can recycle it back pretty damn fast and pretty damn easy. I've done it multiple times. And of course, the Herald of Arc Light, which just poops on the Mermail matchup. This deck has fantastic matchups across the board, and obviously enough Fluffals are kind of one of the hardest if they set up their sheeps, and if they could power up the sheeps, then it's pretty damn hard. Otherwise than that, you're pretty okay for across the match. I'm going to do a Metaphos version, but I felt there were so many Metaphos Ying Zing deck profiles on YouTube already. Don't take that the wrong way, anyone. I respect you all. It's just I wanted to do something a little bit different and give you something a little more me, which is I prefer the pure version and not the Metaphos version, because I kind of, started with the pure and I wanted to see it branch out and go from there, and there hasn't really been any in like months, so I wanted to deliver one, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll definitely post out the Metaphos version, which I believe is going to be the more meta-defined version, and I'll definitely post that out soon enough. But I got Galaxies, Red Eyes, and Buster Blader that are on my priority list, so I'm trying to get them out as fast as possible while getting some cool replays. Have a little patience. I will make it happen as always. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe for more. If there's a deck you want to see that I have not posted yet, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next one. Till then, peace.